Hello and welcome everybody to today's video. Welcome to the Vee Academy. My name is Crumbrion, Professor Crumbrion, if you would. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful game that we played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. And be happy to get your reactions to it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. If you want to follow me and watch games in real time, check me out on twitch.tv/Crumbrion. For now, let's go check out the game. Thanks for watching.
3, 2, 1, go!
Hey, Cupboard, what up? How you doing? That shit has to stop. When I'm going to put it down and it whips it back to hand like fucking 17 times, it needs to fucking stop. 4 mulligans. Oh my lord. Been great. You're playing a lot of Dragapult. Feels great. Play it with Munkidori at the moment and you're not sure whether it's the play instead of Hawlucha. I personally like Monkey in like a Pult deck because it shores up a lot of weaknesses, because a lot of decks are starting to tech in Munkidori, and when you're playing a deck that you have no choice but to place damage counters down as well as do the like additional to your damage, then it's, you know, it's one of those things. I feel like it's kind of important. Okay, well that helped a little bit, I guess. Wow, 4 mulligans and they start Fez. That's a yikers. That is a yikers. You have Clefairy in there, so that's fine. We have access to both Kirlias. Drifloon is prized. 2 Ionos are prized. No, they're just in hand. Alright, I mean, we're access to Secret Box. 1 Dark is prized. 2 Psychic are prized. Alright, good to know. Good to know. You like Monkey definitely, but Hawlucha is so good against 70 HP Pokemon that you can just OHKO with Hawlucha and Phantom Dive. I mean, why not both, honestly? You can play a Monkey and a Hawlucha. No one's gonna be mad about that. The only thing that could make this hand better is top decking Gardevoir right now. The deck that you're playing does not have Dark Energy, only 4 Luminous that are not searchable. Yeah. Mew makes things intriguing. Go Mew. I mean, I guess we Charm Mew anyways here. Get that on board. I kind of want to research here because they're not showing that they have... Was that their first turn? It was. Alright, so I want to Iono to preserve everything then. I don't want to throw away that many resources. Okay. It's unfortunate, but that's fine. Well, another chance to get a Gardevoir potentially here, but it would have been nice to get like TM Evo here or something. Shonda S with the party of 2 coming in. Let's go. Welcome in, Shonda. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, how are you? How's it going? How's it going? Okay, so they're gonna go Dragon Headbutt here. No Dracloak. I don't know why you're putting Dreepy down. This is a very strange maneuver, unless they're Rare Candy Dragapult here. Question mark? That is not rare candy. Yeah, I don't know about this. I do not know about this, good sir. May I suggest you top deck a switch here? Because you're about to be a little upsetty spaghetti with what's about to happen. If you choose to attack. Yeah, okay. Well, that's not the play you want to make here, unfortunately. There's the TM Evo. Which, you know... Cool. A little bit late, though. Maybe I save it. Stretcher get me nothing. Yeah, I think I just save it, honestly. There's no point in Carmining. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they get 3 cards from Fez here, but they lose all of their energy setup, which is horrifically bad, and the Defiance Band. Okay, we get our second Dark, so that's value to put down Artisan for a second Monkey now. But we have to get Garde out. We have to. Because this will probably be a TM Evo turn. Okay, another Dreepy. Yeah, I'm questioning my opponent's decision-making in this game right now. We didn't want to put Artisan down. Now we can kind of safely put Artisan down because they're not really showing me that they have anything that's super worrisome right now. Yeah, TM Evo's not, or the Gardevoir here is not going to be great if we top deck it, which we don't, which is fine. All right, so we Artisan. We get second Munkidori. Dark Energy down. TM Evolution. Knock out the Budew. See what they put up. They go ahead and put Fez in the active slot, that's fine. We get that to shore up in case they evolve that to a Dragapult. And then I guess we just TM Evo this hand because I don't want to draw anything necessarily because it's going to lose our Kirlias. It could potentially draw into our Kirlias and I don't want that to happen before we TM Evo. We're kicking their butt right now. Like, this is not a great situation for my opponent at the moment. They're kind of in a pickle. So I mean, if we lose Monkey here to a Phantom Dive, we have 2 Night Stretchers in hand to get Monkey and Dark back on field immediately. And we also just don't need to necessarily, because that last spot could be opened up for Lillie's Clefairy, which would just instantly destroy Dragapult. So, how many Ralts Kirlia Garde am I running? Hey, Mickey. I am running a 3-2-2 line of Ralts Kirlia Garde at the moment. I liked 3-2-3 because I have a penchant for prizing a bunch of my fucking... Okay. So we're... Boss is ordering a Kirlia, I guess? Yeah, okay. I mean, that's fine. I also just don't need to get Kirlia back, so... I would really like to get Gardevoir going, though. This is a bit spooky that we haven't got one yet. $30-30, okay. I mean, that damage is coming right back in your face, so... Yeah. Well, Arven does what we want it to do here, because we get Gardevoir now, so... Yeah, we just guarantee Gardevoir here, I think. Oh, Garde. Vengeful Punch. Because we have Clefairy, but Clefairy wouldn't be super useful at this particular second in time. Let's go Garde. I really wish that I could have had Vengeful Punch on Mew, but it kind of saved us from losing Mew that turn, so... I guess... What do we do here? We go... That's within 150 range, so that's Scream-tailable. Just without Charm, so... What I guess I'll do is I'll put the Vengeful Punch on Screamtail just in case it does get attacked in the active. I'm assuming they're going to boss around it, but we'll see. Let's see. What can we have here? We don't have anything that we really want to do that with, so we only have 60 damage. We only have 120 damage here. It's not great. We also don't have Drifloon. That's also not great. That's a bit of a problem. Not enough energy to do anything here. Well, if we do 120 on Fez, that actually puts that in peril range for cleanup later. Because that's just a Munkidori, and then we just have to get Clefairy down, and then we win. We knock out Dragapult with whatever we decide to attack with at that point. So that's not boss. They can counter Catcher here, but that is not boss. Out of curiosity, how many Kirlias did the archetype run pre-rotation? I think 3 or 4, because it had... refinement, and you wanted to have like at least 2 or 3 refinement Kirlias out on the field at any point in time. So I think it was like they went 3 or 4. Yeah, like this doesn't matter. Like our path to victory is taking out Fezandipity and then taking out Dragapult in the same turn here. We can take a 4 prize turn. So like this, what they're doing here makes 0 difference to our particular state of the board. Sure, Blood Moon. Awesome. Alright, and so they're just taking the free 4 damage counters by killing Screamtail here as well. Alright, I mean, that's fine. We just win now, I believe. We don't even need... I don't even think we necessarily need... No, we don't. We don't need Clefairy anymore. Now we just kill with Mew. Because of that Vengeful Punch. It's exactly 200 damage left now. We don't even need Clefairy now. Vengeful Punch doing work. Alright, well, GG. Yeah, they said Garde would die without it, exactly. It's so funny. So, fun fact, we actually take a 5 prize turn here, just in case anyone's curious. Not that it records it, because we only have 2 prizes left, but this is essentially a 5 prize turn. Without Clefairy on the field. So there you go. This one I might actually put up on YouTube because this really showcases the strength of certain things in here. Like, again, I decided to put Vengeful Punch in this deck because I've noticed that it's a very strong tech into Garde. Like Golden Go plays it. A couple of other decks have been starting to play Vengeful Punch. But it does actually matter. Like, the math actually matters because we can't hit 400 unless we have Clefairy on the bench with Mew, but because of that Vengeful Punch, it put itself to 120 damage, which is exactly 200 damage, 200 HP left. So that enabled us to take that 5 prize turn, which is insane. If we were that far behind to that point, and we actually could just take a 5 prize turn against them. So unfortunate start for my opponent having a Pheasantipity start here. They did kind of punt midway through, and we'll go over that as well, but pretty solid start. They had 4 mulligans, which gives us a Budew PAF, and so we ended up getting unfortunately it doesn't show me. Okay, there it is. It gave us a Budew PAF, but the Budew PAF would have been the top deck, so it doesn't matter. Like, the mulligan doesn't end up mattering here because we would have just had Budew PAF off the top deck anyways. But the Dark Energy was nice to get, so we Budew PAF, we get the 2 Ralts down, Earthen Vessel, get the Dark Energy on the Monkey. Bob's your uncle. All right, so they get 2 Draculux, or 2 Dreepies down, attach a Luminous, Energy Search, end their turn. Attach pass, basically. We put down Mew on the bench, which is not exactly advisable, but we have to, like, either Iono or research this hand, so we want to preserve the Bravery Charm here. We want to preserve the Mew, because Mew could be useful at different points if we have no hand, etc. So just having Mew down, but not putting Mew and Clefairy down is relatively okay. They're not showing that they have Duskull, so we're not super worried about Mew getting knocked out on the bench. So then we have to Iono this hand. We get a brand new hand here. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get Rare Candy Gardevoir. We didn't end up getting it. We had 1 Rare Candy. We Ionoed it away, and we got back a 2nd Rare Candy off the top of the deck. But another, like, more hand refresh, other stuff to help out. So didn't really get exactly what we were looking for. We play Scream Tilt to the bench. We just hit Pheasantipity for 60. This would have been a nice turn for TM Evo, but we didn't have TM Evo, so it is what it is. They get Latias down, so they get the free retreat for the Pheasantipity. They don't need to worry about wasting energies. They attach Fire to the bench Dreepy, and they attach Defiance Band. So they're setting up for a pretty big attack with a potential Dragapult here. But we haven't taken a prize yet, so this is definitely like a future plan that they're trying to go for. So the Ultra Ball, we didn't take a knockout, so Unfair Stamp is gone, so that we know that their Ace Spec is gone, their Counter Catcher is gone. They're basically down to no cards in hand now. And then they Recon Directive for 1. And so they promoted the Dragapult, they promoted the Dracloak that had all of its energy committed and the Defiance Band, which I don't think is advisable. I don't think that's a smart move. I think you just sit there and you allow, you know, Monkey to take another attack on another Pokemon. I don't think it was smart to promote the Dracloak and use that, because now all I have to do is I of course Troll draw TM Evolution this turn. All I have to do this turn is take 30 of that 70 damage they did, put it onto their active Dracloak, and then Mind Bend for the completed 90 damage. And then they lose all of that progress that they had on the Dracloak, all of the energy they had attached, and the Defiance Band, which they run 1 of in the deck, and it's gone. That was a kind of a punt right there. I don't know what my opponent was thinking, if that was a good move or not, but definitely wasn't. So they move to Item Lock. We get the 2nd Dark Energy, which enables us to get the 2nd Munkidori. We have Artisan in hand, so we can get Munkidori into the game. Not a problem. So they go ahead and fill up their bench, which makes it a lot more easier for me to play Artisan and Itchy Pollen, so we get Item Locked for a turn. So we just put down Artisan, get 2nd Monkey. That allows us to get a full 60 damage moved around. We Adrenabrain 30 damage onto the Budew, leaving 20 damage left on our Munkidori. We Adrenabrain that 20 damage over to a Dracloak. The reason that we do this is we put it over to Dracloak, so when it evolves to a Dragapult, it has 300 HP instead of 320, which means it's easier for a Drifloon to just instantly go into. If we can have that Drifloon attack, that'd be much easier for us to complete that, rather than have to worry about potentially losing a monkey or 2 and then not having it. So, and then this is a turn, because we're not attacking, it's not advisable for us to attack because they promoted Pheasantipity. This is a turn where we use TM Evolution. So TM Evolution, we go ahead and get, we get Kirlias, both Kirlias down. This is a turn they do finally get Dragapult out here. So they had an energy attached the previous turn, they attach an energy this turn. And then they choose to boss as orders. So there's not exactly a great target for them to boss here. Mew has 230 HP. So because of the Bravery Charm being on Mew, they can't just take a knockout on Mew for 2 prizes. So they have to target something else and then set up attacks on something else. But again, we have 2 Munkidoris that have 2 dark energy on them. It probably would have been better just to attack into a Munkidori, to be honest, because you're not stopping the board state by taking out just a single Kirlia. We have 2 Kirlias on board, and this is why TM Evo is so incredibly important in Gardevoir, because if I just had 1 Kirlia evolved from wherever, like I searched out a Kirlia, I evolved 1 Ralts to Kirlia, I have a single Ralts, right? That opens up a play where they can boss's orders Hawlucha, put 10 damage on our Ralts, and then take out both Kirlia and Ralts in 1 single turn. Whereas Team Evolution, if you evolve both Kirlias, like both Ralts to Kirlia, they have no play. They can take out a single Kirlia, and that's at most what they can do. They can't take out both Kirlias. So TM Evolution preserves the game for you in that respect, because if you get both Kirlias evolved on that turn, you're fine. But if you don't, and you're leaving a Ralts in play, then you're asking them to Hawlucha and get rid of both of your Gardevoir potentials. And it saves you from having to play 3 Ralts to the bench in order to avoid that situation. So again, TM Evolution is a very integral addition to this Gardevoir list for this reason specifically. Because when they start sniping 2 Pokemon at a time, it's harder for them to hit two instances of 90 damage, 1 in the active, 1 in the bench, than it is for them to hit one like hit the 90 in the active and then do 60 to the bench for the follow-up kill on Ralts. So pretty good turn for us here, because we're kind of like hoping that we have to get Gardevoir here. We end up top decking Arven, which we could go in a number of different directions here, but we end up going for Ultra Ball, and we get Vengeful Punch. As I mentioned before, Vengeful Punch is a new addition that I've put into this deck based on how well it's been performing into Gardevoir lists in other decks, and people have been using this as tech against Gardevoir, so why not? Oh, why can't we use it? Why not? Vengeful Punch can go on any Pokemon, right? Because if you're using Mew to attack into something and you don't have the ability, or Mew already has existing damage on it, it's going to be a grenade. Mew's essentially going to die on the following turn. And so Bravery Charm is not exactly a resource that you want to overuse, right? You don't want to commit Bravery Charms to things unless you're planning on using those things to either survive or kill something. Against Dragapult, your Bravery Charms are a lot more flexible, so you can use them on things like Mew just to survive a turn, as it did before. But ideally, in most scenarios, Vengeful Punch would go on Mew, because Mew could take Vengeful Punch. It can use the 60 damage from it gets from genome hacking. You can, move a little bit of it off or whatever, but you're still going to be put under 200 damage, which is a lot of Pokemon are hitting that anyways. But if you attack with Mew's genome hacking and you put a lot of damage down, or you take a knockout, if they attack into Mew and they knock it out, they're taking a free 4 damage. So Mew is just doing extra damage at that point. There's plenty of different targets for Vengeful Punch. Gardevoir is a great target for Vengeful Punch, because Gardevoir is a huge target for people to go after. It disincentivizes people to go after Gardevoir, because then it makes it easier for your other Pokemon to clean up KOs on those. It can go on to whatever high priority target you have. If you notice that they're trying to go after a Munkidori, it can go on your Munkidori. If you are using it on a Screamtail, it can go on a Screamtail, because if you're taking a knockout with Screamtail anyways, and you assume that they're going to be attacking into it to knock it out, you can put Vengeful Punch on there just to have Screamtail do an extra little bit of a parting shot as it goes there. So lots of different targets for Vengeful Punch that is not tied to your stage of evolution, so it can be attached to any of the Pokemon in your deck, whereas Bravery Charm is only for your basics. Artisan, we just shuffle the deck. We wanted to see what was in the deck, we just shuffle it. Drifloon was prized, so we only have 3 energies to work with. We don't have a knockout on Fezandipity on this turn, but we still attack into Fezandipity here, because this leaves Fez with 30 HP left. So we don't take a knockout, so we don't activate any of their countermeasures or Fez. And then we go into Fezandipity with 120 damage to put it to 180, which is 30 away from Munkidori for the knockout. So sets up a multi-prize turn the following turn. They do not boss's orders here. They go ahead and go straight into trying to get Dracloaks and more Dragapults out, and then they decide to attack into Screamtail, which activates Vengeful Punch. So now, instead of just having 80 damage on the Dragapult, Now it has damaged itself with Vengeful Punch, and now it has 120 damage on Dragapult, which enables us to just win the game with Mew. Because we don't need to worry about anything now. They go ahead and they place 6 damage counters on Mew, which we repurpose those damage counters very easily. Obviously, Mew goes in the active slot. We Adrenabrain 30, Good Night Pheasantipity. That gets knocked out for 2 prizes. We Psychic Embrace 3 to Mew. We Adrenabrain 30 damage, the remaining another remaining 30 damage onto Dracloak. And then we just go ahead and do the exact 200 HP remaining on the Dragapult with their own Phantom Dive. We do 6 damage counters on the Dracloak to wrap up a 5-prize turn for Gardevoir. Where have you heard that before? On turn 6, we took 5 prizes with Gardevoir in a single turn. We only needed 2, but the fact that we can take 5 prizes with Gardevoir because of Mew and because of Vengeful Punch activating, that's too incredible to ignore. And very, very solid. Very, very solid gameplay on that one. So I think so far, Vengeful Punch has been an incredible addition to this deck. I've been using it almost every single game. It definitely has been a welcome addition. Into the Gardevoir mirror, obviously, it's going to be pretty solid. Depending on how you utilize it, it's a very, very funny addition into that one as well. We've gone down to 2 charms and 1 Vengeful Punch. I did take a charm slot, so for those of you who like running 3 charms, it may not be worth running the Vengeful Punch for you, but I assure you, if you are smart using your charms, then you don't need to worry about it. So that is my thoughts on it. It's been very good so far. It's served me very, very well so far. And it gets to be attached onto any single Pokemon. It gets to be, if they're going after your Gardevoirs, then at least Gardevoir does something on its way out and helps out the board state further. Instead of just having a charm that you can't really do anything with, you can have options. And I'm all about having options in this deck because it's a very solid deck when you have a lot of options. But you just have to understand and tailor it to your playstyle. So there you go. Pretty good.